This is Radio Free Europe. On May 1st, 1951, we broadcast for the first time on medium wave.
Exato, já está. E tudo se vai passar em frente do emissor. Vai entrando que eu vou... Bem, fica já.
Transportation schedule already includes the station here.
So anybody who wants to join up for this tour is reading this you have done this in this time. Excellent cooperation of your local contractors. Show how complicated these stations can be and under budget.
Language. I will conduct the tour. Anyone who wants to follow me through the site is certainly welcome. If you would like to translate, I think it would be a good idea. Showing the plan view of the site. 500,000 watt transmitters. Located in this building here where we are now standing. The transmitters are manufactured by a Brown Boveri company. The entire site was designed and specified by RFERL Engineering and comprises equipment supplied by 4 major suppliers. Switch matrix and interconnecting transmission lines. Dielectric communication products for the transmission lines feeding the main antennas. The French company Thomson for the curtain antennas. Besides designing the entire site, RFERL Engineering also designed and constructed the triplexing systems for these antennas on separate frequencies at the same time. This means that we can operate 3 transmitters, for instance, into this antenna, or this antenna, or this antenna, or any combination. And we are the primary user of this technology in international broadcasting today. Engineer Professor Horatio Neto, who is here with us today, and device, so it does not need to be triplexed or diplexed, and each one on the outside for the lower frequencies can be operated at the same time. The high frequency antenna in the middle. All the antennas are pointed basically to the east-northeast to our target areas in Romania, Bulgaria, and the western part of the Soviet Union.
Todas as antenas estão apontadas para Bulgária,
Romania,
and
the Western Soviet Union.
União Soviética do Leste.
So that's an overall view of the site. Here, for your perusal later, if you would like to look at it, is an overall viewing of the drawing, showing the locations of the 6 transmitter areas, the control room, which is not yet finished, and the upstairs portion where the offices for the administrative and some labs will be.
Os emissores, e esta é a parte do primeiro andar onde serão instalados os escritórios.
And now if you will follow me through the doors here, we've instructed the workers on site to cease their construction for a couple of hours while these ceremonies progress, but please be aware that it is a construction site. because the permanent control room that I mentioned a moment ago is not yet complete. Distribution rack that was designed and manufactured by RFE-RL Engineering in Munich, first put together in Munich.
Isto foi concebido pela Rádio Europolita de Munique e foi montado também e
audio distribution console, distribution on site when they were here to make the necessary adjustments and monitor the operation of the station. And this system here is what we're particularly proud of. It's a system that is supplied to us again by the transmitter manufacturer Sala Brown Bavaria in Switzerland. It's a computer system that allows the transmitters to be remotely controlled from Gloria. Right now we can control and monitor the transmitters from this location, which simulates a Gloria facility. We will have this facility ultimately in Gloria, and the transmitters can then be controlled and monitored from Gloria. Located.
Esta é a parte da sala de emissores. Temos aqui já os 6 emissores instalados. Os 2 primeiros já estão prontos a entrar em funcionamento, os outros ainda não.
Administrative offices up.
As instalações foram construídas de maneira hoje.
Okay, and now Stephanie, transmission lines and the switch out and how they relate to the antennas.
Então vamos agora para o edifício onde está instalada a seguinte lá e vamos ter música também.
And this is a diagram from the screen that shows how the antennas are connected. Right. There should be 18 or 20 dissipated in the load for test purposes. So it dissipates 750,000 watts, and the heat exchangers on the roof is what dissipates that power into the air. So we have the capability of the operator could make the changes.
Portanto, o termo não sabe operar no computador, mas que o operador que irá trabalhar com isso será.
And now Mr. Pell is waiting for us.
Secretary Costa, Mr. Miranda, and all the other dignitaries here. I don't really have time to name. I do want to pay special recognition to Mr. Barry Zorthian, who is a member of our board for international broadcasting, and the board of directors of Radio Free Europe, who has come from Washington to represent our board. Very special day for us for two reasons.
Hoje é dia muito especial para nós por duas razões.
It was 40 years ago today that we began the first broadcasting from our station in Gloria.
Faz hoje 40 anos que iniciaram destas novas instalações.
We began this enterprise in 1951 with a great dream.
Nós com grande sonho.
And that dream was that through secure freedom for the men and women of Eastern Europe.
E E o nosso sonho era, através das nossas emissões, assegurar a liberdade de todos os homens e mulheres da Europa do Leste.
And I think 40 years later we can all take great satisfaction in that we have achieved that dream in ways we never believed possible.
E 40 anos depois podemos ficar muito orgulhosos e muito satisfeitos por termos conseguido realizar esse sonho muito para além das possibilidades.
So this joint enterprise of the United States and the government of Portugal
Portanto, esta enterprise, juntamente com o governo português e os Estados Unidos,
has indeed been a great success.
foi na realidade sucesso muito grande.
And the thousands upon thousands of comments and expressions of gratitude that we have received over the course of the last 24 months from the leadership in Czechoslovakia and Poland and Romania and Hungary and Bulgaria all testify eloquently to that.
E nos 2 últimos anos recebemos milhares e milhares de cartas e de comentários da Checoslováquia e
Hungary, Bulgaria,
da
Poland,
Bulgária, da Polónia, da Hungria, da Roménia, que atestam bem a gratidão.
I think you're looking at a remarkable achievement here.
Estou neste momento a ver um empreendimento grandioso.
It was just over 2 years ago that we made the decision to build this facility.
Foi apenas há 2 anos que decidimos construir esta estação emissora.
It was just 14 months ago that we began construction.
E foi apenas há 14 meses que a construção começou.
And we're ready to put it on the air.
E estamos prontos a ir para o ar.
So it has been done in a remarkably short time, and it has been done under budget.
Portanto, foi feito num curto espaço de tempo e também dentro do nosso orçamento.
And there are far too many people who are responsible for that, to name all of them, but let me just name a few.
Portanto, há muita gente que é responsável por esse vosso sucesso, mas o Sr. Céu vai nomear apenas alguns.
Mr. Woodard, who gave you the tour this morning, has been our Vice President for Engineering and overall charge of this project.
O Sr. George Woodard, que é o Vice-Presidente da Engenharia e responsável geral por este projeto.
The man behind him, Mr. Law, has been the man directly responsible for getting this job accomplished from the policy and overall guidance aspect.
O Sr. Law tem sido responsável direto na parte do procedimento e da projeto.
The man we all beat up on because he's had the direct responsibility for getting it done is this man, Mr. Frank Valcarcel, who's done a remarkable job.
O Sr. Frank Valcarcel tem sido a pessoa que está interessada por esta construção e tem feito um trabalho extraordinário.
And obviously it could not have been accomplished without the utmost cooperation of a remarkable and dedicated staff here in Portugal, led by Paul North and Dan Tremarco, engineer Ride, engineer Neto, engineer Finistera, a whole list of people who have devoted themselves to the successful completion of this project.
E nada disto teria sido conseguido sem a ajuda de todo o pessoal português, do Sr. Engenheiro Rito, do Sr. Paul Norte e do Sr. Tremarco e, portanto, toda a equipa portuguesa que tem feito um trabalho notável.
The men and women of our sister station at Gloria have performed miracles here. With their work and their dedication and their expertise and their belief of the importance of this undertaking.
Portanto, os seus conhecimentos têm sido de facto fantásticos.
And let me just say this is an international undertaking. We are here as guests of the Portuguese government.
Portanto, isto é empreendimento internacional. Estamos aqui como convidados do governo português.
The antennas you see outside are French.
As antenas são francesas.
The transmitter was made in Switzerland.
Os emissores são suíços.
Various other parts came from other countries.
Outras peças vieram de vários outros países.
And the money came from the United States.
E o dinheiro veio dos Estados Unidos.
So we're very pleased at this kind of international cooperation, and I can assure you that all of our listeners, and there are millions of them, are even more pleased.
Nós estamos muito satisfeitos.
Close to 11 o'clock, which is the time we said we would begin our first broadcast. Let me just say that The first transmission will be from a rhombic antenna, which was constructed entirely. So I hope the representative from Thompson will not feel too badly that we've decided to use. And my final comment before calling on the father here is that I'm very, very pleased that Secretary Costa, Mr. Mendez could be here this morning. We have for the last several months been conducting discussions about a new and long-term agreement for our presence in Portugal. And there are some details, Mr. Secretary, to be worked out, but we are committed to the long-term interests of both of our governments and institutions and are confident that all of those details will be solved shortly.
Temos como comentário e quiser ainda referir que neste momento está o governo português que há alguns detalhes ainda.
On the old days, I'm sure there was a much more dramatic green button here, which I guess I'm supposed to push in a few minutes. I've looked forward to pushing it for a very long time, I can assure you of that. But before we do that, Padre Azevedo from our school is transmitter, and so we will call upon him.
Antigamente as coisas processavam de uma maneira mais complicada.
Deus quis o homem em construção, Deus deu inteligência ao homem para que o homem seja colaborador na obra da criação. Aqui temos o exemplo de como o homem é capaz de colaborar com Deus para a comunicação entre os povos. Por isso, a Igreja está presente para dar a sua bênção a esta obra, para que ela seja, de facto, um modo de os povos se entenderem melhor. Senhor Jesus Cristo, que disseste aos vossos apóstolos que ao entrarem em qualquer casa nela deixassem a vossa paz, santificai, pois, pelo nosso ministério estas instalações destinadas à comunicação entre os povos. Derramai sobre elas a abundância da vossa bênção e a vossa paz. Venha sobre ela a salvação, como a casa de Zaqueu pela vossa visita. Ordenai aos vossos anjos que a guardem e dela expulsem todo o poder do inimigo. Enchei os teus trabalhadores de espírito de ciência, de sabedoria e temor de Deus. Eles vos agradem com a sua virtude, a fim de que mereçam um dia ser recebidos na mansão eterna da vossa glória. Por nosso Senhor Jesus Cristo, vosso Filho, na unidade do Espírito Santo.
Modernization program underway there too, but this is the first switch that's been pushed. Let me tell you. High audibility, George, to all the people in the Soviet Union this morning who are tuned to this frequency. Signal coming back, I guess, right?
Аналитическая программа «События и люди». В 13 часов 30 минут передача «Человек и общество». А сейчас краткая сводка новостей. По сообщениям из Югославии, сегодня утром в Белграде началось заседание Федерального президиума. Евгений Примаков прибыл в Токио. Товары со складов республики. Бывший министр иностранных дел СССР Эдуард Шеварднадзе вышел из рядов КПСС. Он в Республике Словения. Сегодня участники конференции по безопасности и сотрудничеству в Европе одобрили предложение направить в Югославию группу наблюдателей, задача которых будет входить контроль из Загреба в Словению, чтобы забрать своих сыновей из района боевых действий. Радио Загреб передало, что командующий федеральными войсками в Словении и Хорватии генерал Аврамович встретился вчера с делегацией матерей и пообещал разрешить
Está aqui, está virada para ali, está virada para cá, já estamos a discutir toda a sombra que eu
Alfred, the member of the VIP. Donna Margarita, the president of the
Dona Margarita will lead the tour.
All right.
This kind of food in these small pieces. The bread, cheese, I'm terrible.
Thanks. You want one good? Thank you. You want some good? This is from Malcolm and Zoe.
Now that's everything has to go. You could follow the course with her. I would not become a here. No, I wouldn't mind either. Oh, you can see it's brighter. Yes. It's beautiful. We almost continue. She's Martha and she's in the 7th and they're selling them, aren't they?
No, this is their end. They're showing.
They don't sell.
Depois eu te
Well, I'm so glad you came.
Margaret, they go for your
Somehow or other, you have to get the guitar. Oh, believe me, you find a way around here, so you give me your map. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Try one of those.
Passados alguns anos, e nomeadamente na década de 30, a Gloriana já vestia de uma forma diferente em caso de festa. Traz de festa 1930. Uma confecção já mais apurada. Um traje também com características muito particulares, é o caso do rapaz da inspeção. O rapaz que vestiu um noivo. Caso ele já tivesse namorada, evidenciava ao peito e na cintura os lencinhos bordados a ponto cruz que esta lhe oferecia. Além dos trajes de festa, temos também trajes de trabalho, a mulher assalariada que se... Casal que tem muito amor a este grupo e muito em particular à sua terra. São o avô e a avó que representam os trajes que os rapazes e as raparigas que estão a dançar apresentam. São trajes...
Carneiro, Dr. Thomas Rosa, os presidentes da Câmaras, ladies and gentlemen, and all the invited guests, including the people from ABB, Dielectric, and Thompson CSF. It is my pleasure to extend a very warm welcome to you to this, the annual employee party, which commemorates this year the 40th anniversary of Raret. And this morning we inaugurated the new transmitter station in Maxoqueira. I think it is quite fitting that as we celebrate the first 40 years of the company here in Portugal, we are also opening a new chapter in our history. I know that our president, Mr. Pell, has looked forward to this day for a long time, as have all of us, so I will turn the microphone over to him so that he can share his thoughts with you. Thank you.
It's a day for celebration, and it is a day for fun, and it is not a day for speech making, so I'm going to be brief. Introduce several of the guests we have here today. I want to pay special recognition to two of them who are members of the Board for International Broadcasting and the Board of Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty. Mr. Barry Zorthian, who was appointed by President Bush several months ago, and Mrs. Cheryl Halpern, also appointed by President Bush. And special thanks to her because she arrived in Portugal from America only this morning at 8:30, so she's made a real effort to be here. Played a role in organizing this beautiful day, beautiful weather, wonderful food, wonderful entertainment, and thank you all very much for all of the dancing which you have done. We've enjoyed it very much, and we again see Doña Margarita and the faculty of the wonderful school here and pay tribute to them for the work they do with the children of this community. And this joint enterprise involving the United States and the government of Portugal. And as I said this morning in Maxoqueira, we had a dream when we began. Every one of you who has been with us, some for all of those 40 years, and others for shorter periods of time, I think you can agree with me that we have all helped for 40 years. And we want to recognize them and those 4 decades of service today, as well as to present some other awards, and all of that is before we get to the birthday cake. So if Mr. North will come back and assist me, then we will make these presentations right now.
7 employees, we'll present them with the cake.
Thank you very much. Right. Thank you.
Thank you. E mais 3, Sr. António Felipe Pombero, Sr. Mário Batista Dias e Engenheiro Horácio Neto.
Congratulations. Thank you very much. Senor, thank you very much. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you very much. 40 years, right? Engineer Neto. Obrigado. Thank you. Don't go away. I don't get a chance to know in the same way many of the people who work here, obviously, but I have come to know this man over the last 5 or 6 years, and I know the high regard and esteem in which he is held by all of you. A man who was here at the beginning, a man who was the founder of the school, a man who is an eminent engineer and professor of engineering, who has a worldwide reputation in his field. And the radios have been very, very fortunate to have the services of Engineer Neto for these 4 decades, and we're very grateful to you, sir. He also gets another present after all of that.
Engineer Neto just received his, and there are 7 others who will receive them now from Mr. Kraft.
You have been here 30 years. Ah, senor, I didn't know you were there. Good. Thank you very much. Senor, thank you so much. Sobre Gato. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for all your work. Senor, I have one here for you, sir. Good. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And?
Our Works Council has asked to say just a few words, so I will now turn the microphone over to Mr. Paulino Costa da Works Council. A nossa comissária de trabalhadores também pediu
40 anos devido às comemorações do 40º aniversário da Raret. Estamos a associar.
Pois é, pense.
Eis a cama, a casa antiga, outro filho, outro. O interior de uma residência com pratos antigos, com os nossos
That's your piece? That's very. That's left over.
Atenção, por favor. Vai proceder-se neste momento ao corte do bolo de aniversário dos 40 anos da Raret. Portanto, o Sr. Pel está neste momento a proceder para toda a gente. Portanto, daqui a pouco já todos poderão vir junto à mesa e poderá ser servido ou...
They got another thing coming.
Finally found something he can do.
Yeah.
We'll give you a copy. I can read the next. All right, I can take it.
You're very welcome, I'm sure.
material que eu recebi
And if you have something like that outdoors, you will not realize seeing it hot or heated up. You just without contact.
Que está sempre com água a ferver e a água em ebulição.
mudança.
Трябва сама да си помогне за осъществяване на икономическата.
E quando chegar à altura do refrão, vocês cantam todos comigo, onde estão os meus velhos amigos. Há dias em que vamos pela rua e vemos tanta gente a caminhar. São rostos e mais rostos de pessoas, e às vezes uma cara faz lembrar velho amigo dos tempos da escola, eu sei lá, um tipo que foi tropa como eu. Do primeiro emprego em que tivemos namorada, menina, que caminho Deus te deu. Todos, onde estão os meus velhos amigos? Onde estão o que é feito de vós? Onde estão os meus velhos amigos? Tanto tempo passou entre nós. Outra vez. Meninas e meninos, portem-se bem. Meninos sem maldade, criança é cidade a crescer. Lua nova, primavera do viver, do viver. Zé brasileiro português de Braga, sacola no meio e um navio aos pés. Perdeste o que foste, ganhaste piés, para comer mais cedo sal das marés. Zé brasileiro português de Braga, fugindo para longe das saias da mãe. Em Copacabana e outras avenidas, comias tristeza nas noites perdidas. Agora todos comigo. Tinhas algibeiras, cartas em calça, falando das vinhas e da aguardente. E no horizonte que guarda a semente e na alma é que te conta. Estava mais ou menos isto. Meus amigos, esta tarde, aqui na Glória do Ribatejo, assinalam-se dois acontecimentos. O primeiro é o 40º aniversário da Raret. Estás ganho? O segundo é a independência dos Estados Unidos, e como sabem, se assinala a 4 de julho. Foi um filme. O Nascido a 4 de julho. Que eu tive 15 dias lá em casa por tua culpa. Agora ficaste gajo. E é que tive de pagar 300 paus por dia porque eu...
Setembro que eu sabia mesmo que eu te conheci.
Foi no frio do dezembro que aqueci por dentro ao olhar para ti. Foi nas manhãs sem calor que senti nascer o amor.
Foi num dia de fevereiro que olhaste para mim.
Foi no março da aventura que foi a ternura de gostar de ti.
Foi no livro do segredo que tu quase mesmo beijaste aqui.
Foi no maio dos meus cantos que vivemos mil encantos, sonhos da